This podcast is brought to you by Kiwi Design, the leader in metaquest and VR accessories. And now you can deck out your device while supporting the podcast. The metaquest 2 is a great headset, but do you ever feel things could be a bit more comfortable? Well, we have the solution for you. With lens protectors, controller grips, face covers, head straps, link cables, headset stands, and more, including my two personal favorites, the top version controller grips with added weight and an extended handle, and the Kiwi upgraded Elite strap. Let's be real, we've all whacked our controller. Don't be the guy messaging Oculus support for your own mistake or waiting weeks for an out-of-stock controller. Visit the link in our show notes to prepare yourself today. After visiting the link in our show notes, make sure to use the promo code Ruff Talk VR at checkout, all one word, to take full advantage of your savings. And make sure to click the link in our show notes so the podcast gets credit and you help support us. Remember, whatever you need, Kiwi has you covered. Hey everyone, welcome to this episode of Ruff Talk VR. You're joining us this Monday, or, maybe later in the week if you didn't catch it just when the episode dropped. But on today we're talking, another news episode.
I thought you were pulling the episode after Monday.
No. I was going to say, we call it Monday morning news, but I guess there's no...
Listen to it anytime.
Yeah, I mean, you could be listening to it on a Friday morning news, but nonetheless, today we're just talking some general VR news and overall just vibing in the studio. There's always a lot happening in the world of VR, and I don't think we have any shortage or any trouble talking either, so it's a pretty easy combo.
Yeah, with cheese and crackers. Right?
So, I mean, right off the top, we're big App Lab fans. Like, we're the App Lab guys. We love it. When we first got our headset, there was no App Lab, and then App Lab dropped, and instantly our library and our usage, doubled. So, it's really cool whenever we see a game from App Lab go to the official store.
Call it graduating.
Yeah, graduating. That's a good name for it. When we talked to Chris Pruitt on the episode, he had said, people should look at those as two separate ecosystems, and you should be able to plan to support yourself just on App Lab.
Yep.
But it still is pretty freaking cool to watch a game go from App Lab, get a lot of attention.
Especially this one that you're gonna bring up.
Yeah, there's actually two, but I'll start with one that, shame on us for not reviewing it, because it was actually one of the first App Lab games we got. It was like Crisis Brigade, this one, and maybe a Raft one, I think those were our first three.
Yeah.
So, I mean, shame on us for never reviewing it, but it's definitely a game that's grown a lot, and I'm excited to see where it's now going to go. That's going to the official store. We're talking about Diesim. I mean, that's a VR god sim, I guess you could call it.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it is.
You have civilization. You want them to advance, but you can either help them or, I guess, be a dick.
I'll tell you what. First, I want to say it's so cool because when we first got this, it was pretty limited to what was in there for content.
No, it was bare bones.
And then shortly after, a couple months, they did an update, and it was like, wow, that was a pretty noticeable difference for an update. And then they did another one, and every time they've done an update, it's honestly not just some bug fix that you can't see. It's something for the game that makes the game much more replayable, I'll say.
Yeah, it's not one of those App Lab titles that they just completely abandoned. It's been up, it's improved the entire time. It's an App Lab OG.
Mm-hmm. And one of their last updates was pretty damn good also. So, I mean, yeah, shame on us for not reviewing it, but we've always continued to play it.
And I think that those improvements are part of the reason that we haven't upgraded, because it's when do you, if it could be a totally new and better game next week?
Yeah, but it's, graphically, it's I loved it. I mean, I still love it. It's never been deleted out of my my repertoire of games there in my library.
And I've always been a sucker for those type of god sims. And, just do whatever. Even, think of classic SimCities. What did everybody end up, everybody did the UFOs, the natural disasters. That's a little bit God mode,
Mm-hmm. No, this one, you're legit. You're the creator. And you can, make it rain water, or you can make it rain bricks of,
Yeah, different type of citizens, different roles. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, there's citizens will trade with each other.
So perhaps, I hope that there's a couple more editions coming when they're on the official store, but perhaps when they do, now maybe that's the time that we finally review it.
Well, I actually mentioned in our Discord that I'm just hoping that for the store release, they just polish it up a little more with some more content, and then I think they've got enough on their plate to keep people more than happy with the role of playing God.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's one of those niches that what doesn't have it's not filled on the official store.
I don't go out of my way to be a dick either.
No.
I got that out of my way early when I started playing, but then I wanted the long term because the map for this is absolutely ginormous. I mean, ginormous. And it's just in blocks and stuff. I mean, I don't want to.
No, we'll do a whole dedicated review, and anything we talk about could be different by the time it's on the official store.
Yeah, that'll stay the same. I'm sure.
I agree. I think usually in those type of games, I get the being a dick out of the way right away. I just but it's how much replayability you're gonna have.
Then you want
like
to be
that.
a good god.
Yeah.
But I won't lie. There are a certain caliber of citizen that I'll throw in a volcano or.
Oh, yeah, I love just eating them out of existence.
Try to drown them in the ocean and shit. Hold them underwater.
Oh man, those games are too good. So that Diesim's moving to the official store. Congratulations to it. Game we've loved for a while, and we'll definitely eventually do a review of it. And the other one, it's not one that we've put any amount of hours like close to Diesim. We're talking about Gym Class VR. Dude, it's got 14K App Lab reviews. That's insane for an App Lab game. And so I mean, it's a online basketball game, I guess you could say, but it's not in like an NBA. It's NBA size, regulation size court, but it's not like stadium with fans. It goes for the gym, like you're in a gymnasium.
Gym class.
And it can play up online up to 8 people. Speaking of 8s, it also, along with the news that it's moving to the official store, they secured $8 million in funding.
Yeah, that's
for a free App Lab game.
I don't understand how you get the return on investment on that.
I wonder if they're going to sell it for a cost when it's on the official store.
Or DLC different things in there like dodgeball or...
Because they use the name Gym Class VR, they're not locked into basketball.
No.
That's just what
They could have, what is that, fucking net climbing and stuff.
Yeah,
rope climbing.
They could do tetherball.
Yeah.
There's so much potential, but I mean, $8 million's impressive for a free App Lab game.
It's an unfathomable amount of money in my head for
the game, yeah.
For a free game.
I think, when you see news like that, I think that's good for the entire VR industry because that means like investors are looking at this stuff. It's not, VR is not some niche joke. It's still a niche, but it's...
No, $8 million's a lot of capital. So
yeah.
I expect, if it was part of my money, I would have some pretty big expectations on what they're going to do with that $8 million.
Yeah, and it's clearly got a following. I've seen a good amount of viral videos throughout the year with it.
Come on,
yeah,
dude. That's the people willing to raise their hand and say I love it.
Yeah, I mean it's a free game, so there's that aspect, but still to get 14K people to do anything free, I mean that's impressive.
Yeah, no, I can't. I'm done crapping on free stuff only because Cards and Tankards was free and
that's like the one exception that I found to the rule so far. It's like if it's a free game, usually I don't like the business models.
What's the catch?
Yeah, I mean, PokerStars VR does a good job with it.
Yeah, I enjoy that.
Cards and Tankers does a good job. Obviously, Gym Class VR does a good job. There's ways it can be done. I'm opening my mind a little bit, but I'm still inherently skeptical.
No, Cards and Tankards sold me on the...
Yeah,
I can't turn the blind eye to free things because sometimes those gems are sitting right there and they're free.
Well, let's be real. I think that anybody who's done any bit of like phone gaming, download games off the App Store, the Google Play Store, that's why you're hesitant because you've seen what freeware on those platforms look like. So your brain goes, well, that's what it's going to look like in VR, but not necessarily.
Yeah, no 30-second ads popping up every time you die.
Man, I'm glad the VR community and developers, they seem to be pretty against that model overall. It doesn't seem like that there's any interest in going that advertisement-based route, the buy coins to keep playing route. I feel like that would get massacred in this community.
It's too small of a user base to be pulling shit like that. Once you get the PlayStation or Xbox user base, then...
I think
you can play whatever games you want.
I'd be interested to hear if Oculus is even interested in that business model because I don't think they are. And then number 2, I'd love to see a developer try to do it and just watch them get, no love.
Whoever the first one is, it's not gonna go pretty.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, so.
But if we're gonna talk about it, then what am I getting as a result of that? So if there's something as a return of this. Let's say as ridiculous it is, like an advertisement. If it's just to play the game normally, then screw you. But if there's some benefit, like, hey, if you watch this ad for 30 seconds, we'll give you an extra, 100 coin or something. Because you see what I'm saying? I've seen plenty of
but
an app game do that, and it's a good way to chalk up some bank.
Because it's always, but when app games do that, it's always to keep playing. I've never seen them do it for extra.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Like I don't know.
It's gonna be a sad day when
I think that I don't. Even though it's not,
I don't mind placement ads though. Like there's a can of Coca-Cola on the table.
Whoa, that's a good conversation. I think pop-up ads are bad, but I think immersion app, like product placement of TV shows. Yeah. There's a reason why they do it.
There's a Keurig coffee machine sitting on that counter.
Yeah, I think it's funny. Yeah. Like if I load
I would not get hurt over that.
Yeah, if I load up Demio and there's a Coke can on the, somewhere in the room, the basement that you play
in the basement, yeah.
A Pepsi Cola or Mountain Dew, and it's like, they paid us $100K. Man, is it a digital? Like, does it look like it belongs in the environment? That would work.
Yep.
But I won't lie, even though it doesn't affect the gameplay, I do think if I log, because we love the Pop 1 skins. We don't always get them. Yeah. We try to, but some of them recently have been kind of more meh. We used to be a lot more die-hard. Now when if it looks good, I'll grab it. I think they went up in price too. They seem to throw the best skins in with like
bundles.
Yeah. And like more expensive bundles than they used to be, but we still get a good amount of the skins. If I logged on and it was like, here's this 1 minute ad and you get 100 Bureau Gold, which is what you buy the
Bureau Gold. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I do it.
Yeah, but I would do the sad thing is I would do it.
I'd probably kill a battery doing it.
Well, they never let you do more than like 3, but I don't know. I would be upset to see such a big game pushing that business model.
Oh, and that would mean, do they need to? No. They're making more than enough money.
And like again, even in that, it wouldn't affect the actual core gameplay. It's not like, hey, watch an ad to like play.
Okay. Then what if?
But I think I would still be disgusted by it.
Okay. What if it was an indie dev who was totally upfront and honest and said, "Look, I've got this great game. It really is a good game, but the only way I can continue to make the game possible is there's going to be 3 different click ads for you to click on, blah, blah, blah."
Is it essential to play the game?
It's to let the developer be able to make revenue.
I'd rather just you sell me the game.
Right.
I mean, because like, again, if it's just for cosmetic thing, like in the Pop 1 example, it's a little bit more debatable because you don't ever need to buy a skin. It doesn't really fucking matter at all.
It doesn't affect anything.
But in the case if an indie dev is like, well, this is how I have to do it, and like, oh no, I would not be about it.
So you wouldn't buy it, or you wouldn't support it.
Well, I'd imagine if I had to watch,
because there's sooner or later there's going to be some sort of somebody who's
if I have to buy a game and then watch 3 ads, no, fuck that. It's one thing if you get,
That's exactly what I was asking.
If you give it for free, and then that's the business model, then I'm going to tell you we'll just sell your game.
Yeah.
But then if you sell something to someone and show them ads, that's as dirty as it gets.
How painful would it be if it was like some of the YouTube videos that you just see all the little yellow markers and there's like 12 of them across one 60-minute video?
Yeah, I think that the only form of ads that would be well received in my brain in VR is exactly what you originally said, the VR placement ads.
Yeah.
Of like in-game
product placement.
If it works for the game.
Lucky Charms over there.
If there was an advertisement sign on the Pop 1 billboard, but it only shows when you look at the bill and it flashes through.
I used that exact example.
It would make sense. It wouldn't be immersion breaking. But if I ever go and turn on, and it's watch this ad to play around, fuck that.
I've given that billboard in Pop 1 some thought, and if I was like a major arena, or like the World Series, major sporting event, some major big super fight for UFC, if they could rent the billboard and you'd see the advertisement for it on the billboard scrolling across, just like you would if you were in a real city, or I wouldn't be upset about that.
Well, so I've always loved the UFC games. The last couple of them maybe not the best, but I still buy them and I'll still do the online. And something that they do is like when the tail of the tape and some of the ads on the Octagon come up, it's not the same ads you'll see in offline mode. These are more dynamic ads, just like they do, but it makes it look like a real life production. Like that's how, when they show the tail of the tape in real life, there's an ad at the bottom underneath the info.
Yeah.
And it's not like that in offline mode, but in online, they'll make a little extra money and there'll be some ad space. And that's not immersion breaking at all.
No, because
it makes
legit
sense.
to the
presentation
reality of how
of
it would be if it wasn't a game.
Yeah. I'm never going to die on the hill that, ads can never happen. And it literally is a case-to-case basis. But I think the microtransaction business model of, watch an ad for some coins or watch an ad, that's the cancer. That's any pop-up ad, hey, you have to watch this for 30 seconds to play. Watch this for 30 seconds, get some money. That's the ugh.
I typically avoid any game that
goes that
pay
business
to
model.
play.
Yeah.
There was one, oh man, it was like a fantasy game too, way back when. And you didn't pay to play, but you had to pay to be on the server. So it's kind of pay to play to me. Mm-hmm. And I did do that. But aside from that.
Or there's ones that'll be like, you have the time or like action points.
Yeah.
And then you do all of your stuff, and that's all you can play for the day. And then in 24 hours, you refresh, or you can buy more. Now, I'm glad that business model. I don't like that business model
Hasn't
at all.
Come yet.
No, and I don't think it'll be well received. That's just to conclude I don't think.
Doesn't mean it won't happen though.
No.
People will dump all over it, but someone's gonna do it. So we'll see.
I think that
we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it.
Yeah,
we'll be ready to scream and yell.
The first one that does it, the reception of that. How strong or how soft will dictate if there is future ones to come following. We'll see. But, besides the App Lab graduates and I guess some ad thoughts. So we're also going to talk about, the sequel to another game that we've reviewed. A while ago, we reviewed Drop Dead Dual Strike, which was one of, if not the first VR co-op games we played together. It's a zombie game. It's got a single-player story mode with 3 chapters, or, the co-op, which is what we really, really loved. It's like there's a couple different maps. You get stationary positions, and it's waves till you die, baby. We seem to love those type of games, too.
Yeah, I mean, they give you a quick little pause in between. Mm-hmm. Cool variety of weapons to kill zombies with.
Well, they have a co-op shooter sequel coming out.
So I've heard.
It's called Drop Dead The Cabin. So it sounds like that they're one of the developers that are really tuning in that like social VR and multiplayer VR is the way to go. Perhaps we're not the only people to tell them that the multiplayer mode of Drop Dead, the first one was the best part. I wish I could do the story mode. Perhaps they heard that a lot. And this one's a co-op shooter. I'm freaking pumped for it.
I like every co-op shooter.
Yeah.
I won't lie. It almost doesn't seem to matter what it is or even if there's some jank to it. It's like
I've also noticed that we tend to be suckers for like any type of zombie mode. Mm-hmm. So like, there's we love the contractor zombies. We're playing another game a lot. We always joke about our list. It actually does exist. We have a lot of games that
a little too many sometimes.
That's the problem. One of the ones on the list that we've been chipping away at is Alvo. Really good. Kind of, it's gotten some hype, but I'd still say it's flowing under the radar for how good it is.
I don't know how it's flowing under.
It's a lot of fun, but they have a kind of like the contractors mode. It's different, but it's same, realm of,
I like it a lot, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, and then it's like Drop Dead, Dual Strike. What do we love?
Listen, zombies don't typically fire back. You know what a zombie is. Everyone knows what a zombie is. They're gonna come running at you or slowly, sluggishly coming at you, and they're gonna try to eat your face off. But the minute you have armed things coming at you, it kind of changes the whole game a little.
Yeah, so I mean, dude, zombie shooter sounds like this one. According to them, you're like backpackers who get lost in the woods. So you find a cabin to survive and then
loaded to the gills with weapons.
I imagine. You know how these things are. You're gonna fucking open a cabinet and there's gonna be
until they make you start constructing your weapons.
Oh, I haven't seen anything about the game. I've just read some things, so I have no idea. There's a lot of different ways they can do it, but you're backpackers who get lost in the woods. You get a cabin, and then I guess things quickly aren't as they seem, and you have to defend it endlessly from zombies. Maybe not endlessly. I won't say that, but
fair enough.
So I don't know. It's got potential. I'm excited. Another one of the great VR shooters coming soon to the metaquest. So I'm excited for that one. Another one. We just reviewed the first one last week. We're reviewing the second one ASAP, but just so everybody remembers, Red Matter 2 is dropping on the 18th this week. Uh-huh. So, whether you're still chipping away on one, get 2 in that library ready to go, because I promise you when you finish 1, you're going to want to go right to 2. I mean, that's at least how I felt. I finished 1 and I was like, damn, I want more.
Yeah, and everyone's been no secret for the past month. I've been not looking at spoiler videos, image clips, even though I've seen a couple.
Not intentionally. Oh, you were so disappointed.
Conversations of it are pretty, slim and almost none, we'll say. Occasionally I have to say something, but I'm stoked to the gills.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be combat in it. I'm curious how that works. The
all
graphics have been
mystery.
hyped. Let's see. I'm excited, though. It drops the 18th. Let's try to get that review out for you guys ASAP, because I have a feeling this isn't going to be one we need to review, wait for an update.
No.
Not from Vertical Robot. I got good faith. And then also on the 18th, because August seems to be a loaded month, besides both of mine and yours birthdays, by the way.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Yeah, and next week's going to be your birthday, so happy early birthday to you. It's August is quite a 1-2 combo in this family, but besides that, another 1-2 combo, Red Matter drops the 18th, then also on the 18th, Real VR Fishing is pumping out another location. Like, that's impressive, man. They did that whole U.S. West Coast.
Yeah.
They seem to be pumping out more spots in Asia. They're coming out with Japan on the 18th.
I'll tell you, they've yet to disappoint.
No. I mean, that's always one of our graphical...
They're hands down probably the best fishing game for the overall experience.
I would say regardless of VR or just
because in general.
Yeah, because
photorealism graphics.
Right off the top, VR fishing is the best fishing game there is. Any VR fish, just conceptually. And they really nail the elements, especially if you turn down the...
Dude, the social... To fish with your friends, though, that's freaking awesome.
And when you turn off the difficulty, or like the assist things, so it's like no interface.
Like you're really fishing?
Dude, it is really fishing. You fucking reeled in, you wait for that little bite, and then you got a fully reel. Impressive. I mean, you know me, I cheat with the arcade mode on it with the trigger, so I just pull the trigger and then shoot. But that even gets boring. I will go back to the actual real mode. So
anything those guys do is worth jumping on.
Yeah, they're definitely one of the benchmarks that we have for fishing games. I'm sorry, not for fishing games, for graphics.
Their bar is set so high.
Yeah. Well, you can't make a fishing game.
You've even used it so many times.
That's our standard for graphics.
It's not real VR fishing graphics, but
that's
what happens when you give someone a taste of some good graphics.
You know what we're gonna say from now on too? It's not real VR fishing or Red Matter 2 graphics, because VR fishing is kind of like that photorealistic, and then I'm thinking from what people are saying about Red Matter 2, if it's as good as everybody says, that's going to be like the digital graphic standard. But let's see when it actually rolls out. But so real VR fishing coming out the 18th as well. That's a day to take off of work between Red Matter 2 and real VR fishing.
Have battery backup. You're gonna need it. It's gonna be a long day.
You're going to not be able to figure out a puzzle on Red Matter 2. You're going to be like, all right, let me clear my mind, go fish a little bit. You're going to be thinking about the puzzle. I got it. All right, so, I want to give a little shout out to some people in our Discord. I think I mentioned it the other week, and I feel bad. I wish I could say the name of every single person who, is active there.
Yeah.
But there's a core group, and this morning, 2 of the members, their username's 8 Little Bits, and then another one of our consistent commenters, Amelia, they were talking a little bit about, some speculation of the next Walkabout course.
Some good speculation, too.
Man, they some shit that I wouldn't have picked up on, I'll be honest with you. When we were talking with Don Carson the other week, he was pretty hyped about what they have coming next. Was saying he can't...
Obviously, he didn't tell us.
Yeah, he can't talk about it yet, but... these 2, they're going in there. They're really digging it up. And they were saying it might be...
2,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Yeah.
Guy who wrote it.
Yeah, what's his
Jules
name?
Verne.
That's right. I was just about to pull it up because I didn't want to say... it's not a series that I'm the most...
It's a little older.
Than me? Or than, I was going to say...
It's older than you.
Yeah, I was going to say.
For hell yeah.
Yeah, so they were saying it's probably going to be that. And they found a poster in there.
But here's the thing. If it's that, it's not just... It's going to be a combination of a lot of his work.
Yeah, so... Yeah,
because he did more than just 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I think he did Around the World in 80 Days, which is probably where the hot air balloon comes from.
Yep, that's what Amelia was guessing specifically, And then he had maybe mentioned Journey to the Center of Earth.
Yeah.
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
I mean, the picture has a hot air balloon. It's got what could be squid or octopus tentacles. So you can't get focused on just the octopus.
Yeah. But that's a good guess to be able to look at a poster like that.
I'll tell you something. It's funny. Time Bandits came to my mind when
You saw the poster?
I saw the poster. Like, I was like, oh, that kind of looks like Time Bandits. And I got the Wizard of Oz because of the hot air balloon. But I'm actually more sold
on their idea of the Jules Verne.
Yeah, because I didn't even pay attention to. I just focused on the hot air balloon right in the middle of the picture, and I'm like, what could they do that had a hot air balloon? But then when I saw the tentacles, I'm like, yeah, that wasn't in the Wizard of Oz.
Well, that's why I say props to them for getting that guess, because to be able to look at a poster and go, all right, through my memory of all the media I've consumed, what does that hit on all of them? And he went, well, this artist, or this author. So I don't know.
So it could be, and if it is, that's, I don't know. There's a lot of potential, I guess.
Yeah.
They killed it with Labyrinth, so I would expect nothing else.
They got Mist coming. They got endless possibilities. So
there'll be an answer by the end of the week, I'm sure, because people are gonna dissect the hell out of that.
Yeah. So props to Amelia and 8 Little Bits. That's the first speculation I actually read on it, and I was like, wow, that was really good.
It's a good one.
And then, just to give a quick shout, I'm going to miss some people, so I apologize. But, we have some other pretty consistent commenters in there these days. We got this guy, King Canuck. We got Shoes. We got Crispy. We got...
Canuck.
Canuck.
Canuck. It's Canuck. Well,
that's the problem with
reading... Canadian, eh?
Hey, that's the problem with reading these usernames. You never actually, you ever, read a word and you've never said it, so you don't know how to actually pronounce it, but you know what it means? It can be like that a lot with usernames, too.
Yeah. No, I just took it. He was from Canada.
Yeah. So no, good amount of consistent posters these days.
Y'all are idiots. I'm down in Mississippi. No, we got some. I'll let you keep shouting the names. I won't interrupt.
No, I kind of.
I just like dig people's users' names.
Yeah, I love it. So I mean, we've even thought of playing. We have to do something with some sort of, Patreon benefits or something someday. And
what else you got? We got Shoes.
Yeah, we got Shoes. Well, no, I think I went through everybody I wanted to. The problem is I don't remember who I already said.
Okay. That's fantastic.
So I'm gonna go repeat people and then still miss them. It's worth, but nonetheless,
right.
Big shout out to the people who are consistent on the Discord and the subreddit. If you're not there, yeah, definitely go. It's becoming a little bit of a party.
Yeah, sometimes I have to squeeze in a comment just to try to get one in. Then I feel like I scared everyone away.
Yeah,
I won't lie. I feel like that a lot.
Yeah.
So maybe I should just stay away from Discord.
Sometimes I'll respond to 3 different people, and I'm like, wow, it's kind of a convo killer there, huh? We had some good flow before my ass came in here.
Yeah. I'll see 24 messages or whatever. I'll be like, okay, that's cool. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I do that. I'm like, I'm not looking at the bigger picture there. Just stay away.
Yeah. Just let the people engage.
Let people.
No, happens to me too.
The community is the community. Stay out of it.
People will be organically engaging without, we don't need to be in every single conversation. But that's cool to see. I can't wait till we're seeing spontaneous game meetups happening that we're not even a part of.
It's on the verge.
Yeah. We have that meetup section of our Discord, so, open invitation to anybody. That's not requiring on us to set up a game meetup. Nope. You can go look for a game in there, whatever. So, big props to the Discord and the subreddit peeps. Always growing. Even if the number doesn't go up, it's getting more active.
It's still fun in there.
Yeah, and it's getting more and more active. So, if you're in it, you don't say hi much, go on, say hi. We miss you. So, I mean, and one more thing coming with the community, I think we touched on just about all the news, I want to touch. It's been a little bit of a slower week for VR news.
Summer, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's been some
Other
game
countries
announcements.
are on vacation for a month.
There's been some game announcements and stuff like that. I think we probably talked about it on the last episode that Pop 1 was dropping the Quest 1 support.
Mm-hmm.
I
brought this up last night, not to cut you off, but it was really cool because it's never happened to me in Pop 1. But my battery was dying. It's so stupid. My battery was dying and it hit the 10%. And usually I get the little
warning,
and it pops up on the screen from my headset that your battery level's low. But this actually came up in the game as a big blue text box that said so hats off to them for doing that, integrating your 10% battery warning as listen, if you're going to ignore the little pop-up bar, we get it, because we all do.
Yeah, but you have no excuse to die mid-game.
Now we're telling you.
Yeah.
You got 10%, which means in Pop 1 you got about 8 seconds. Say goodnight to your friends.
Yeah, don't do another game. You are low
So hats
Battery.
off to them for that. I've never. That's when I realized I'm like, oh shit, I never
Yeah, well, think
let my battery get that. Usually the first message I'll have to either jump off and charge or pop in the backup.
and there's been times I don't know if I'm just so immersed or it's a notification issue, but I swear I've not seen the notification before, the little pop-up,
I know that's happened to me.
and it just suddenly died.
But
And I'm like,
it's
whoa, there was
possible.
no. I give myself I give the benefit of the doubt that it's possible. I
possible.
was too immersed,
Yeah.
was too into it. Maybe it was late at night,
Yep.
and I just didn't see the warning, but it's happened. And then poof, and then I get the,
Oh, you get that one flicker and you instantly know that
Yep.
was not lag. That was okay. Good night. I'm going.
there was one time I was playing with you and it happened to you, and I hear you just suddenly go, I'm dying, I forgot my headset or my battery charger, and then poof, you're gone.
Yeah, you get seconds.
Get a message from you 2 seconds later, you're like, battery died.
So that was a lame update, but I thought it was kind of cool though.
No, that's not a
It was
lame
a
update.
nice-
That's
it was
cool.
a nice feature.
Because, dude, if you don't see that, you are going to pop out. There's no way you're completing a whole round if you already have
Oh
that,
no,
that
this
wording.
is a full screen text box too.
So I wonder whose idea that was. Mad props to him, because those little things in games, I think, actually go.
No, I was actually just impressed with the integration for the game to know.
Mhm.
Like, how does the game know?
I mean, that's cool. I wish more games would actually do that
Yeah.
type of built-in stuff.
Little flashing light
Mhm.
goes off. Hey,
Plug in or get off. So another little cool
ain't that always the way?
Another little cool community thing that we're working on. We've been talking about doing a trivia night, and I mean, we don't ever really talk about it. We have T-shirts and like coffee mugs and stuff like that we have on air, but realistically, most people don't watch the podcast; they listen to the podcast.
Yeah, you don't listen to visual.
So believe it or not, we do have a merch shop, and it
We do.
actually, I mean, you'll notice on the shirt Stratus is wearing that it's the old logo. Our new shirts have the new logo. They come in purple.
This is
different-
vintage, baby.
Come on, that's an OG.
This is a vintage setup right now.
They come in different colors, black, a bunch of purple, a bunch of different stuff. So I mean, go check out our merch shop, and beyond that, we're rolling out a trivia night we're working on, where we came up with a bunch of different questions.
Mm-hmm. Some cool prizes.
Some cool prizes. We'll be giving away
Actually,
some
some really good
games.
prizes.
A game. We're giving away a good game to be announced, but
Yeah.
I'm just throwing it out there. You guys are gonna be happy, and then we're also giving away some merch. So we're gonna give away some merch to the first place winner who gets the most answers correct, and if there's a tie, then we'll do a random drawing for who's first place, because you know how it goes. I don't think that we'll have many ties for first place. Some of these questions are pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
If we have many ties for first place, damn, you guys are really avid listeners. But second prize, which will be for everybody entered in who fills out the whole trivia and gives it an attempt, everybody will get entered into the second drawing, except the person who won the first one.
Yeah.
Of course, you're gonna freaking
Back
win.
to back it.
You're gonna win first place prize, grand prize, then you want the second prize too, greedy motherfuckers. So, second place prize, we'll disqualify the first place one, and that'll just be giving away some merch, either a coffee mug or a T-shirt.
I do like the new coffee mugs.
They look slick. We actually had
New logo's good.
Shoes posted a picture of it into our Discord today. So if you're curious what that looks like, you can go find that scrolling up in the Gen chat. So, we got that trivia night. I think that's just about all the stuff to talk about today. I mean,
That is all the news I can think of.
that's all the news. I mean, shit, half the part of the Monday morning news to me, though, is just kind of jiving back and forth. It's a fun way to start the week,
Absolutely. Get to hear what had just previously happened or is currently up to date to this second, and
And if you're curious,
that all changes Tuesday.
yeah, that's the problem with this. There's actually been a couple times where I think that one of the times we did Monday morning news, the next day, Walkabout had announced that
Something changed.
they were
yeah.
doing their 8-person support.
Yep.
So, I mean, just as a little to be heard later this week, on Wednesday, we're going to be reviewing Thief Simulator. That's a game that I was waiting for, when it came out, I was like, all right, this is going to blow up. And then I didn't really hear anything. And I was really wondering why, but, sometimes you have to go and inform your own opinion. I think that's the best way to do anything for us. So you'll be getting our review on that on Wednesday. And then also we have a little bonus episode dropping on Friday. I'm sorry, not on Friday, on Thursday.
On Thursday, yeah.
I mixed up dates in my head, but,
Thursday afternoon.
I'm not going to tell you what it is now. We don't do this little secretive bonus boo stuff often, but
Nope.
we have something fun dropping on Thursday. Nothing big. It's gonna be a quickie, a little Thursday quickie, but it'll be a fun little episode. So
Keep my mouth shut.
other than that, I always like to say, as I've said endless times about our Discord and our subreddit, we also have a podcast support link where it's not Patreon right now. We're not giving like member benefits and stuff like that.
So this is how it works. We don't actually give you anything extra, but we expect you to try to give us something.
That's the problem with it. That's why we really want to work on a Patreon.
It is the ultimate in will work for food at any intersection in any city coming off the highway.
It is podcast panhandling.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we have a Buy Me a Coffee
but panhandle link. We will.
Yes, we have a Buy Me a Coffee link where you can donate one time or...
You can donate $1.
Yeah, or you can donate automatic monthly, but, besides, buying merch or any of that stuff, buying from our sponsors and stuff, this kind of stuff, helps us achieve the goal of one day becoming full-time, which is a never-ending goal. We see things like Gym Class VR get 8 million funding. We're like, one day we'll be there.
I'll make a VR podcast game, and I'll get it funded for 8 million, and I will spend 1 million on the game, and then I'll be set for life.
First, sir, you got to get 14K App Lab reviews.
I'll figure it out.
Didn't think that far.
Squash the squeakers. That's what I'll call the game.
Yeah. But hey, also, I will say on our trivia form, we are going to have some feedback questions of like things about, some member benefits that might actually work, or just general feedback or anything that you've ever wanted to give about or say towards us as well. So I think that'll be a good time to start to iron it out.
Take it.
Yeah. So yeah, we have that Buy Me a Coffee link, and then, like I keep saying, we have the Discord and the subreddit with, constant good times there. So definitely go check those things out.
Sweet.
So stay tuned for Wednesday and have a great day.